out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Second period, where players dash with skates aflash, the home team trails behind, but they grab the puck and go bursting up, and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees, they travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside, it's a 1-1 hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name, and the best game you can name is the good old hockey game.
Hockey Fan Report! Aloha and mahalo. I am Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and this is the Hockey Fan Report coming to you on a Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, depending on where you are at. How are you doing on this work week? Yes, it is an interesting week. This is trade week in the NHL. That's right. This is the week where a lot of trades are happening. In fact, there's already been a couple of them. And I like the trades, but maybe not for the reason you think I like the trades. And we'll get into them here in a little bit. Don't, Shockey, you're just making me wanna, are you sticking the dagger in? I mean, are you really sticking the dagger in? JT, I absolutely say no. I think that everyone is looking in the wrong spot. And first of all, I don't want Chariot. He's look at what he's done with Montreal this year, that whole team. And again, I think what everybody forgets is what you have to give up to get him, right? What you have to give up to get him. The Blues have zero cap space. None. Absolutely none, right? I think they have $122,000 of cap space. The league minimum contract is $750,000, right? Okay, if you're Montreal, do you take Scandella? Nope. Right? Why would Montreal take Scandella? Everybody thinks Scandella is junk. Scandella's had a better season. You guys put Scandella under a microscope. You take everything he does and you magnify it. He's not elite, but he's not. I mean, you know what? If I'm Scandella, I don't want. I don't know if he has. I don't think he has a no trade clause. He might have a modified. Let me take a quick look at that. Everybody, and I see this. Oh man, I saw this so much in 18-19, man, and it drove me crazy. Give me a second. I'm not that easy at typing, guys. My hand's still kind of messed up. Most of you guys know that. But I want to bring this up. I want to look at something really quick, okay? I want to bring something up, and I'm bringing it up. So let's look at something here really quick, right? Go down to St. Louis. The Blues have $22,000. Our current cap space is $113,000. That's it, and we're in LTIR. Right? I mean, we're just about everybody is, right? We're actually at the bottom of those that are in LTIR. We're not doing that bad. There's other teams that are worse than us, right? So I mean, that's the good thing. We're not doing that bad. But, okay, let's bring up Scandella's contract. This is what you're asking somebody to take on. You got to remember this now. You're asking somebody take on, and not only that, he's got a 17 no trade clause. I guarantee you Montreal's on that list. Guarantee Montreal is on that list. I wish I could see it, but I'd almost guarantee it. If you take him on, you have 2 more years of him at $3.275 million, right? You got to take him on at 2 more years at 3.275. Dead on. I mean, that's what you've got if you take him on the rest of this year and 2 more years after that. Chariot, let's now I don't know what Chariot makes. Give me a moment. I'm going to pull it up. I don't like the guy. I don't like his play. I don't think, and not only that, I don't think the Blues defensemen are as bad as everybody thinks they are. That's the other thing that just kind of, oh man, they're right now, they have no cap space. They have $7 million in LTIR room, right? I mean, they can't bring anybody on, right? So let's go look at Ben Chariot, right? Ben Chariot, he's making $3.5 million and he's a UFA next year. He's a rental. You have to match it up, right? And knowing where Montreal is right now with the salary cap for next season too, right? I don't see him taking that money on, right? I don't. I think that, I think they want draft picks for him. Draft picks or prospects, guys that don't cost them money. And I'm just not there, man. Isn't great, but he's not bad. Okay. Does O'Reilly sign in 23? I think he does. This is a good defense. Chariot, Parayko, Krug, Ballman, Bortuzzo. Okay. No, it's not. You're going to have to give, I'm sorry, you're not getting 1 for 1. It's not going to happen, right? They're not going to take 1 for 1. And I'm almost dead on. Okay, how bad do you think our defense is, JT? I want to know how bad you think really bad you think our defense is. Everyone thinks that this defense is horrible. Absolutely horrible. They're the worst defense in the league. They're just horrible. Let me know what you think. Where I want to know where you think our defense is. Right? Oh, I love Mikkola. Right? I love Mikkola, and I think taking Mikkola off. I don't like. I'll tell you, no. Now that I see you have Wallman and Bortuzzo, no, not in a heartbeat. Right? Not in a heartbeat. Okay. So why do you want to change it? Right? Thoughts on Josh Mason trade and the Tyson Yost trade. I got to tell you, the Tyson Yost trade is the one I was going to talk about. I think what Colorado is doing is great. In being that, they're telling the number 1 team in the league, we don't think you're good enough to win a cup. How about that? What message are they sending to that team? I don't see, you know what? I see them folding in the second round like they have in the past couple of years. Okay, maybe Money Puck thinks they are, but I don't, right? I think that, Wallman is, in 10 minutes, I would rather have Mikkola out there for 10 minutes than Wallman, right? I think the eye test, and I've talked about the eye test a lot, right? And actually, this is one place, the Blues defense is one place where I think the eye test is deceiving, extremely deceiving, right? I actually think if you're going to bring somebody in, bring in a two-way forward. Bring in a strong two-way forward, right? Scandella turnovers. And again, disappointed in Scandella. Okay, I gotta reach out and I gotta say this, man. Who's freaking perfect in this world? Everybody makes mistakes, right? Okay, it was, right? And there were other turnovers that didn't lead to goals, right? It's Scandella is almost Sanford in a way, right? I even wrote an article about it, right? Where I compared what Scandella and Sanford are doing, or did, right? The Jets' third goal, if you want to say it was directly due to a turnover by Scandella, I'll agree with you. But you know what? That's not why the Blues lost that game. It's not even close to the reason the Blues lost that game. Brian, I absolutely agree with you there. I absolutely agree with you. But Scandella's giving up that third goal, that turnover, is not why they lost that game. I'll dead on tell you, well, does it mean that, okay, here's the thing, right? Does it mean they're right? It doesn't mean they're right. Everyone sits there, they look at the surface. There's so much that they're not seeing, right? There's so much that they're not seeing. You can sit there and talk about one Scandella turnover and go, oh my God, Scandella, he did another turnover and it cost us a goal and we lost the game. What else? There was something else that was glaringly bad in that game that nobody talks about. There was something else that nobody talks about. And it happens almost every single game. Every game that we lose, it constantly haps about. Yeah, Tammy, I don't see that either. I don't see Garreau coming here. It's too much money. He makes way too much money. That's subtraction. That's subtraction by addition. You got to give up so much to bring him in. It's almost the butcher trade, right? It's almost a butcher trade to me, right? JT, we lost this game because our forwards cannot play in the neutral zone. They cannot get the puck out. They were outplayed in the neutral zone in the third period after scoring a late goal in the second that usually is a dagger in most teams. They came out in the third. They played lackadaisical. They didn't try and get the puck out. And they gave that team a chance. Instead of getting out there, getting on the puck early, and burying another goal, making it 3-1 or 4-1, and taking Winnipeg out of the game. They let Winnipeg skate circles around them. They let Winnipeg own the neutral zone, and they could not successfully exit the defensive zone. And that's on the offense, not the defense. Right? There was a point where Torpachenko, and I love Torpachenko, made a really bad turnover right in the middle of the ice that damn near led to a goal. Right? Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. The only thing you talk about is what you magnify, and that's Scandella making a mistake for the third goal. I say take a step back. If you take a step back, and you know what? You want to know why a lot of guys, I bet you if somebody got on one of those pundits, got on there and really took their time and looked at it, everyone would tell them how nuts they were. No. We don't believe you. No. I saw it consistently, and it happens almost every single game we lose. It consistently happens, right? Well, okay, this is another misconception. It's the misconception that we don't play good. It's never that the other team outplays us. It's that we don't play good. Those teams, those guys on those teams are auditioning for other teams. They're auditioning for jobs next year. Once you hit that 30-game mark with 30 games to go, these guys are going to give it all every night, hoping that they'll get traded or that they solidify their spot next year, or they're traded during the offseason to a team that's on the up. That's exactly what's going on. And well, JT, I want the team to win too, but I actually think that making a move, A, says the wrong thing, and B, is subtraction by addition. I think that you're going to destroy this team by making a move. I really do, right? And I want someone to tell me the last time somebody won a cup by making a draft day trade that was a big trade. I can't remember. I can't come back and think of the last time a team made a draft day trade, made a big trade in the week before the draft or on draft day, and won the cup that season. It doesn't happen. You know, I actually do. We have the 8th best, or 7th best team in the league in goals against per game. Right? Where we lack is shots. We, A, allow too many shots, and B, don't take enough shots. And the shots that we do take, we get way too many shots blocked. Right? Yes, I do. I think that I'd like to see him do some things differently, but overall, I think he's a good captain. And you know what? Stripping the C from him doesn't do anything, right? Yes, I do like Krug. I think Krug has had a pretty good season. Now, you got to understand, guys, COVID went through this team pretty hard. And a lot of these teams, there you go. There you go. See, I'm not wrong there. You know what? Our team is in a playoff spot this season. I'm guessing the Knights missed the playoffs this year. Right? I absolutely am guessing that the Knights missed the playoffs this year. I really do. Right? I don't think that they're going to get in the playoffs. Right? It's not just him. That team is cash strapped. They're in trouble. They've got issues, right? That trade, that signing is going to hurt them for years. And I thought of it immediately when they signed him. I couldn't believe that they signed him for that much. I said, you're destroying your team. Right? I think Krug is having a good year. I really do. I'm watching right now, and Winnipeg's up 3-1 on the Vegas Knights. Right? You know, I was just looking at the scoreboard. Let's go over the out-of-town scoreboard real quick. So you have the Leafs are up 3-0 on the Stars, and they have Matthews out today. He got a 2-game suspension for a cross-check. I didn't like the cross-check, but I didn't like the 2-game suspension. There were other things going on there. Right? Actually, I think it was more than that. JT, I think it was more than that. And it's also, you know, the bigger thing than the money was the no movement clause. Right? He can play, he can sit there and not play at all. And they can't do anything about it. Right? He can come out, skate his minute and skate his shift and sit back. Can't do anything about it. Can't trade him, can't send him down. He has a no movement clause. Right? And that's the thing that Army wouldn't sign. Would not sign a no movement clause. Coyotes are up 5-3 on the Canadiens. The Ducks are up 3-2 on the Rangers. Capitals and Islanders. Islanders are one of the worst teams in the league, are tied at 2. Caps are a playoff team. The Predators are up 1-0 on the Penguins with 9:04 to go in the second. I just talked about Blackhawks and Bruins are tied 0-0, are scoreless at the end of the first. The Oilers are shutting out the Red Wings with 12:30 to go in the first. You have the Devils at the Canucks later. The Avalanche are at the Kings. I actually think the Kings have a good chance at winning that game. And then the Panthers at the Sharks, right? I mean, these quote-unquote garbage teams are playing these top-of-the-tier teams very well. I've talked about this a lot, and I don't think people completely understand it. Everyone looks at these teams and goes, here's my team, here's their team, they're garbage. Let me kind of get it in the camera. You know, they're garbage. You know what? You're looking at this under a electron microscope. In all actuality, that's the difference. Can you see that? That's the difference between the number one team in the league, the Colorado Avalanche, and the number 32 team in the league, the Montreal Canadiens. That's the difference right there. Right? I would take the Montreal Canadiens against the best team in the AHL, IHL, and in the top tier minor leagues. And I guarantee you that team wins in 5. That the Montreal Canadiens will win in 5. The Canadiens will win in 5. I guarantee it. I almost guarantee it. Right? I don't think our defense is bad. I think we have a solid defense. I do too. And I think in order to quote, make it a tiny bit better, you got to subtract too much. And it's not worth it to me. I'll take these guys. You know what? Do you know one of the biggest reasons? My buddy Wendy's here. He's thanking the Flower for it being 1-0. Oh, wow. The Blackhawks only took 4 shots and the Bruins took 14. Yeah, it's hard to win a game like that. It's also it's his body, so they should have let him have the surgery. Oh, talking about Jack Eichel. Don't understand why the Sabre fans are hating. Don't understand why the Sabre fans are hating on Jack Eichel. It's not his fault. The Sabres didn't make good moves. That the team is trash. Jack can only do so much. Well, you know, the Sabres did do some things in there to bring guys in. He brought Taylor Hall in, who's having a good season with Buffalo or with Boston, but they couldn't do anything. And right now it's 4-1 on Winnipeg over the Knights. Right? Stastny just scored. Paul just scored. I just, guys, do you think we can go on a cup run this season? JT, did you see my article on Full Press? Right? I want to bring that up. Let's see if I can bring this up real quick. Let's see. I got to do a little bit of a search here. But I wrote an article last week or a week and a half ago. Maybe, yeah, I think it's been 2 weeks now. And I, come on, something not working here. See. I'm trying to find it. Got to give me a moment, okay? And here we go. I'm bringing it up now. I found it. I'm going to bring this article up. I'm going to bring this article up for you guys. Let me try and do something. I want to bring it in here so you guys can see it or kind of go over it with me. And this was, and I still stand by these. Some of the positions might have changed, but I stand by these, guys. I absolutely stand by these right now. Oops. Yeah, no, that's what I want. That's what I want. Okay. Add to the stream. This is my article ranking the top 10 Stanley Cup contenders in the NHL. right? And I said when the NHL hits 30 games remaining, time comes to separate the Stanley Cup contenders from the pretenders. I called the Knights, Bruins, Stars, Capitals, Kings, Oilers, and Ducks. The lottery, the dumpster fires, the Sabres, the Canadiens, the Coyotes, and the Flyers. Couldn't put the Kraken in there. Expansion team, they went a different way. So number 10, I had the Pittsburgh Penguins. I actually still think that they may have shifted spots with the Rangers a little bit. To where they're at 9 and the Rangers are at 10. At 8, I had the Minnesota Wild. I actually may drop the Wild down to 10 and bring the other two up, but the Wild are going to have a decent playoff, I think. I know they're having a rough spot now. The Calgary Flames, to me, the Calgary Flames have bumped up. One of the things that I still look for them is they're going to end up playing one of the Western teams, and the Western teams are playing hot and on fire right now. And if they chill out, it's going to be rough on them. Then I had the Florida Panthers, right? I'll kind of stick with that. Number 5, I had the Toronto Maple Leafs. They may be slipping down in my book a little bit. Number 4, I had the St. Louis Blues. I still think they're in that 4-5 range, right? Number 3, I had the Tampa Bay Lightning. Kind of wish I would have wrote more about the Tampa Bay Lightning. I actually kind of put this in there as a placeholder and then forgot about it and left it there. Carolina Hurricanes at number 2. I still think that's where they're at. And then the Avalanche at number 1. However, I think that the Hurricanes and Avalanche might have switched with all the moves the Avalanche are making, right? So that's kind of where I was with that, right? The Avalanche are good, but they probably won't win the cup. And I don't, and there's a good chance they don't, guys. Hey, I got a question for you. I kind of changed the way my screen is a little bit. Do you guys like it or not? Let me know. No, JT, I see where you and Blues fans are. I really do. Right? I got to admit, when I was in the Navy and only getting slight news and not seeing all the games, I kind of, and even when I moved here in 04 and wasn't getting the news and the full thing and the Blues getting the number 1 pick and all of that stuff, I kind of went on what was happening. But once I was able to get NHL.com or, NHL.tv and really start watching the games a lot more, about 2012 is when I really started getting back into it. And started seeing things. And the first game I'd seen in a very long time was in 2008, and then the next game I seen was in 2014, and then the next game I saw was in 2016, and that was live games, right? Nope, it's me, Tammy. I wanted to try something, let you kind of see the background a little bit. Thought it might help. I think Marleau may retire. Someone may. If he's not gonna, I don't think he comes back for a league minimum or a 1.2 or a 1.5. I really don't. I think that he may just take his money and run. I kind of think that's where he's at right now. Yep, not your phone. It was me. Oh no, we're a lot better offensively than we were in 19. I think we're 5th. In offense, right? And in special teams, we're like 3rd overall. 3rd or 4th overall. In what I call total special teams or overall special teams, right? That's an overall special teams is taking the net power play and the net penalty kill and adding them up, right? The Blues, I know they've slipped a little bit, but they're still like over 110. The numbers just, it's up there. They're a very good team on special teams. Now, they've had some troubles of late, but a lot of people have. A lot of teams have. And that's something that people do. I see where they're at. I actually like what Saad's been with the Blues. I think he's fit in with the group a lot quicker than other people have. He fit in quicker than Falk has. He fit in quicker than Krug did. Bushnevich also. Bushnevich just came in and, we all knew Bushnevich was good. We didn't know how good. And I'm sorry, my long ass hair. Oh, I got to get a haircut soon. I'm okay with that line, JT. That's one of the lines that I'm okay with. Perron is finally. Perron had COVID, and I think COVID took a lot out of him, and he's just now like recovering from it and getting back. Uh, that Tammy says I can't remember the guy's name that was on the NHL Network. He said the team actually reminds him of the 2019. Wouldn't surprise him if they went all the way again. Yeah, I didn't get to see it today. I was kind of my GERD has been really bad in the last couple of days, and I haven't been able to find the right combination of and I know this sounds weird, acidic foods to help settle it. And for that, I really have had trouble watching the hockey or watching, the pundits and all of that. So I do apologize. I'm doing the best I can, guys. Sutton and Buchnevich have both been great. Oh, this was about a week ago. So yeah, I don't remember it either. But you got to look at you look at the stats on this team, and they almost boggle my mind that everybody thinks this team is so bad, right? I got a buddy, Michael Dante, man. Dante goes off on this team, left, right, and center. They're crap. They're never going to do this. They're garbage, right? Okay, this garbage team is third in the West, right? They are 34, 17, and 8 for 76 points. They have a 644 points percentage. Let me say that again. They are 34, 17, and 8 with a 76 points for a 644 points percentage. Right? At home, they are 27 and 3. 27 and 3. 20 wins, 7 losses, 3 OTs. On the road, 14, 10, and 5. Could be better, but not bad. Shootouts are 2 and 2. Overtime is like one big area to improve in, but once you get into the playoffs, 3-on-3 overtime goes out the window, so it's not a big deal. Right? Then we go, now let's go back and look at league-wide. League-wide, this garbage team is 10th overall in the league, the top third. Right? Boston is 9th, Calgary 8th, Toronto is 7th, the Rangers are 6th, Pittsburgh is 5th, Tampa is 4th, Florida is 3rd, Carolina is 2nd, Colorado's 1st. Just about all the teams in the top 10 have played either 59 or 60 games. Only 2 teams have played 60 games. Everybody else played 59. That's not garbage to me, guys. Right? I've been told this, every other pundit, every guy with the blue check mark is saying you got to upgrade the defense. What if you don't upgrade the defense? Right? What if you don't? What if you, instead of upgrading the defense, you fix your neutral zone? Right? You fix your offensive time, your offensive zone time. That game, there's the other reason we lost that game. They had 2 minutes more in our offensive zone than we had in theirs. And we lost 4-3 in overtime. Imagine if we stay in their offensive zone the same amount of time as they stayed in ours. What the score might have been. 6-3? 5-3? I think so. Do you think Robert Thomas has been disappointed considering he was drafted in the first? No, not at all. I don't think he's been disappointed. Right? You know what? Not everybody who gets drafted in the first round, and again, wasn't he like in the 20s? Right? No, I don't think so. You know what, JT? This is a coaching issue. This is a coaching issue, and you fix it in practice. Right? You really fix it in practice, and if they don't work on it, it doesn't get fixed. Right? And I'm telling you, if you watch the game, watch the next couple of games. Watch games we win, watch games we lose, and watch the neutral zone. And you know what? If Golf King was here, Golf King would be giving me all kinds of crap right now, complaining about, there you go, guy, you sound like a broken record. All you talk about is the neutral zone. Well, 80% of your goals come from the neutral zone. You play the neutral zone better, you stop the other team from getting goals. You get more goals. It's that simple. It's that simple. You get the puck, you pass the puck, you shoot the puck. Right? Borrowing from, I think it was, I want to say it was Bull Durham, but it was I think it was Bull Durham, right? This team is good, but we can definitely do things better. Okay, does doing things better mean changing players? This is where I think everybody goes off the rails. I think you do things better by in the core, right? In the core. I think you take your core guys out, your top 6 and your top 4, and you really work on them on that neutral zone game. Getting the puck out. That is one area where Tarasenko, as much as I love him, needs improvement. Now, he is becoming a great two-way player. Well, see, JT, that's exactly what I think. And that's why I don't want Chariot. And Chigurin is injured, so he's out 2 to 4 weeks. So he's off the table, right? The only way you trade for him is if you need LTIR space, right? But to me, that doesn't do you any good, right? I don't see it. I don't see the reason to trade for him, right? I really don't. I know someone will. I think someone will. I think some cash-strapped team is going to look and say, wow, we can get rid of a couple of we can trade a couple of guys, small guys, and then trade one roster guy and 2 draft picks and then put him in LTIR and have all that extra space to bring somebody else in. Right? And that's what I think would happen. Right? But I just don't think the Blues need to make this move that everybody else thinks they need to make. Sherratt. Sorry, I'm terrible with names. It's something I need to get better at, but I apologize. It's just a hard thing for me with names sometimes. It's a military thing. So I just don't think that it's the right move. And am I wrong? Maybe. Could I be wrong? Maybe. But could I be right? That's the thing that most people don't want to look at. Could I be right? Yeah, he's out for the year. I don't see him coming back. Right? I don't. Matt Lowe, hey buddy, how you doing? I just to me, I mean, you look at the Avalanche, what message has their ownership and their front office just sent? I don't know what he makes. So that's the biggest thing for me. Just name-wise, probably not. I just don't think so. I'm not seeing it. I don't see that two-way guy out there that helps this team, right? And I've been looking. Who's a two-way guy? Who's a two-way guy? Who's a Bushnevich? Who's a Sod? Who's a $1.5 million, $2 million guy? Yeah, Matt Lowe, they're sending a message that you guys, the number one team in the league, isn't good enough to win the cup. That's why we're making these trades. We need to get better. You're not good enough to win the cup. And I don't get it at all. If I'm Colorado, I mean, the only place that I make a move, the only place I make a move is goaltender. No, what they've lacked in the playoffs is goaltending. They have absolutely lacked goaltending in the playoffs. And I don't. Well, yeah, okay, great. All analysts think they did, but think about the psyche of the players, right? Let me look at him a little better there, bud. Let me look at Janikowski, because I mean I know the name, but I don't have enough like just coming off of my head right now for me to go, yeah, that's somebody that I would like to have. So give me a second on that. I'm going to pull up his stats, take a look real quick, get a little bit better. From the Sabres, so he's been on a bad team, 272 games, 42 goals, 80 points in 272 games, -7. That's for a career. He's +2 this season on a bad team. 12 minutes on. He's a fourth line guy, right? Do you have anything in here in the? Let's see if I can find his Fenwick stuff. Lanius. Plus minus. I don't see. I'm looking and I just don't see enough here that jumps out at me, right? I just don't, man. I don't see enough that jumps out on me. For a guy that's been in the league since 2016-17, basically been up and down. Yeah, he's not. Oh man, no, he's just not the guy that I think. Up and down with the Stockton Heat. Yeah, I just, he doesn't move the needle for me, bud. Right? I mean, and then again, if you bring him in, are you willing to lose? Now, here's the thing. McCackron, not waiver eligible, not waiver exempt. Brown, not waiver exempt. Who's the other one we got up? The only one that we have right now waiver exempt is Torpachenko. Everybody else that's on our team would have to go through waivers, right? Do you think Brown clears waivers? I don't. Do you think McCackron clears waivers? I don't. So McCackron might have one more send down, right? I just don't think the Blues need anything when we play our game. I mean, we're stacked with depth. We are. You could add to defense, but like Guy says, our defense only gets questioned when the offense isn't performing. And that's the thing that I think everybody misses. That's the thing that everybody misses, right? Look at that third period, right? What happened in that third period? Was our defense bad or did our offense go away? And until they scored the 2 goals, our offense was nowhere to be found. Nowhere. Right? Absolutely nowhere to be found. I just, and then they don't get a goal until late with the goalie pulled. They had no sustained offensive pressure, right? And when you don't have sustained offensive pressure, you're going to get overrun on the defense. Hockey is the one sport where a great offense is a great defense, or a good defense is a great offense. I'm trying to figure out how to say it here, right? You have a great defense that leads to a good offense. And if you want to know, look at the Colorado, okay? Colorado is giving up almost a third of a goal a game more than we are. But they're scoring almost a goal a game more. Half a goal, I think, now, right? Well, that's the thing. Who's available? What two-way forward is available? You're going to have, if you need to up this team, right, you're going to have to do it in the offseason. I don't think you do it at the trade deadline, and I think it sends the wrong message. I just think it sends the wrong message. Let me ask you this question. If we make a trade, and there was a lot of rumored trades, right? Coming into the trade deadline, well, Jamal, welcome. I think it's the first time I've seen you on the show. Welcome, man. Thank you for joining us. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan. And one of the things that we talked about was Sherratt, and I don't think he helps. I think that what you have to give up for him hurts you, right? I actually think that you have to give up $3.5 million in offense. They're not going to take. Everyone says, "Oh, give him Scandella. They'll take Scandella." They're not taking Scandella, right? And not only that, Scandella's got a modified no trade clause. I'd almost guarantee that he is on his no trade list. Scotty is injured on LTIR. He will not be back. He had surgery again. And James Neal is not elite. He might have been at one time, but he's not now. Okay. You about had me. I mean, I looked at that and I go, are you absolutely out of your effing mind? But I wouldn't say that to you, Jamal. I mean, maybe I would. I don't know. But, that's what you get. You get my opinion. And you're allowed to voice your opinion. Right? And that's the thing. Your opinion, guys, is just as important as mine. Right? We want them. We want your opinions. We want to hear what you have to say. We love it. Right? Well, I mean, he was elite with others, but he just, he's older. He's playing really, really well in AAA, but he's not, when he comes up, he's a fourth liner that just takes minutes from younger guys. I'd rather the younger guys have the experience. I really would. Right? I think Bozak is a better fourth liner than Scott is, or James is, pardon me. Bozak was hurt or I don't want to say injured, hurt today. Bozak was nursing something today. I know Thomas was still sick. The Blues Warriors were out there today. The Blues Warriors got they got to have breakfast with the Blues and then watch practice, right? I'm a member of the Blues Warriors. Like, we all know I'm an honorary member. Can't consider myself a full member, and I wish I was. Hopefully, when I get back home. But no, I do too, Jamal, and that's why I say you don't make the trade. That's why I don't. That's why I think everybody's got this wrong, right? Why am I the? And everyone says, well, why are you the only one saying this? Everybody with a blue check mark says that you're wrong. Doesn't make them right. Doesn't make me right. Doesn't make them wrong, doesn't make me wrong. But what it does say is I'm looking at a different opportunity. I'm looking at something different. Something that you can fix without messing with your current roster. Fix the neutral zone. Get in there and adjust it. Figure out what's going on there. And I'm telling you, I've heard Berube in post games talk about it not being hard on the puck. Well, that's where you need to be harder on the puck. In the neutral zone, you've got, you know what? Watch the Winnipeg game again. No, I'm not talking about Vegas. I'm talking about the Blues right now. Right? Or the pundits, all the pundits. I could care less about Vegas and the odds and all of that. Could care less, right? Yeah, to me, honestly, I could just care less. No, we have a top team and don't need much, just have to improve at some things in our game. Okay, I agree with that. Oh, no, I mean Jamal. Okay, I think the people that think our team is bad or have to trade are Blues fans. Well, there are a lot of them. And you know what? I love Blues fans. Falk is not as tall as I thought. Nope, I knew that. I've seen him. Chris. And Chris, I'm hoping that you told one or two of them about me and asked him about, hey, getting in contact with me or something, but I'm guessing you forgot all about it. Right? But hey, I love you, Chris, and I'm giving you crap, right? You know that, right? That this team, no, Scandella's turnover is not why we lost that game, Jamal. You missed it earlier. I went over this. Scandella's turnover had very little to do with why we lost that game. I think he's listed at 5'11". I am 6'2". I'm 6'2". I don't know. I think, and I'm pretty sure that Chris is a little shorter than me. Right? I want to say Chris might be 5'11". Oh yeah, I agree. He is. I don't want Evander Kane at all. Lighting it up with the Oilers so far. No new drama. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And you know what? That team is going nowhere. I don't think the Oilers are going anywhere. In fact, either the Oilers or the Knights, who doesn't get hot, misses the playoffs. Right? I absolutely see that. One of those two teams misses the playoffs. Right now, I think it's the Knights. Okay. Before that 2-0, right? What did the Blues do at the opening of that period? Now remember, now actually I think that was on the first goal, wasn't it? I think the 2-0 was on the first goal, so that made it 1-1. If I remember right. That stuff's going to happen. Right? Nobody's perfect. That stuff's going to happen. Matt Lowe, I'm kind of with you on that right now. I mean, yeah, so on the first goal. So that first goal to me doesn't mean a thing. Right? The most important goal of that game was the Blues' second goal. Right? I agree. I do think they just look slow, but it wasn't just that. Tarasenko scores a backbreaker goal with less than a minute to go in the second period. That goal should have energized the Blues and disorganized or dejected the Jets. It did the exact opposite. The Blues, the team that needed to come out, came out in a prevent. The forwards didn't come out and take that game to the Jets. The forwards come out at the beginning of that game and take it to the Jets. Take that game to the Jets. The Blues win that game. But they don't. They let the Jets control the neutral zone. Watch the Jets in the neutral zone. They're passing the puck back and forth. They're opening up lanes in the neutral zone. Watch the Blues in the neutral zone. They're passing to a guy standing still, not moving. And when he does get the puck, he's got to get started. And by the time he gets started, everybody's on him and he loses the puck. Right? Overall, not good, but recently Mikko Kakkonen has been decent for the Oilers. Just stats don't show it because he can't stop pucks when defensemen. I mean they're an Oilers of old, right? You got to stop that one more goal. You got to stop that one more goal, right? And again, what I loved what Berube talked about the overtime, right? And he said something about the overtime. And everybody pointed to say, oh, we gave up a turnover. We screwed that up. No, we had a forward not play the way he was supposed to. That's the issue. I think that's the issue. I think it's been an issue since December, right? And I'm there. Jamal says, I met Tyler Bozak years ago in Toronto, and he's listed at 6'1". I'm a good 6'1" and a half, and he's probably a half an inch taller than me, so Bozak is probably 6'2". or 6'2.5". Okay. Now I have my picture on my Facebook page of me with the Kachuk boys. They're in skates and I'm not, and they're just barely taller than me, right? So I know I'm right about 6'2". I'm 6'1.5", 6'2", somewhere right around there. The people on here that have met me, they can tell you I got height. I just don't have build, right? You know what, Jamal? I'm not on board with that. I think he's a good coach. I don't think he's a great coach. This season, I'll be honest with you, I didn't think he would make it through the season. Right? I did not think he would make it through the season. And one of the reasons that I didn't think he would make it through the season was his inability or his lack of playing young stars and letting them make mistakes and keeping them out there and using speed. Well, in December, when COVID hit, he got forced. And when he got forced, you know what? Those heights are in skates. I can almost tell you that, right? Let me see if I can do something here real quick. I'm trying to do something for you. Just give me a moment, real quick. See? So this is a picture of me next to the boys, right? I'll put it over here so you can see it a little better. As you can see, I mean, they're not, and I'm not on skates. They're on skates. They're on their skates, right? You take their skates. You take 3 inches off, 4 inches off, and look where they're at, you know? And they also got their helmets on. You take that off, and they're closer to me, right? Right? They're closer to me, right? So I think I can see Brady at 6'3". I think he's probably closer to 6'2". And I can see Matt at 6, right? Because you look at him with skates. Look where his eyes are. Even though he's bent over a little bit, look where his eyes are. Look where his shoulders are. You square his shoulders up, and he's even with me, right? He's even with me, right? So that's what I think there. Thomas was on the ice. Yeah, but I was told he didn't feel really good, right? I was told he didn't feel good. Wow, man, that was a fun hour, guys. Fun hour. You know, I'll tell you this. If we can ever get this to a steady 25 or 30, I'll start doing longer shows, right? I'll start doing longer shows. But right now, for what we got, you know, I think an hour's enough. It takes a lot out of me. I'm sitting in the heat of these lights, and you got to understand, here in Hawaii, I know you don't want to hear it, but it's in the 80s. I live in a brick building. So, and to be in his room, I have to have the windows closed. You know, even though I got a fan on, there's not good air in here, so it gets hot in here for me. For me to stay in here for 2-3 hours, right? I need to have a lot more watching me, right? He's 6'4" and 200, and I'm 5'10", 150. Scary looking dude, very nice guy. I like that. I like that there, Matlow. Right? No, Jamal, I'm with you. NHL players are listed in skates, or they're supposed to be listed in real height, right? They're supposed to be listed in real height, but a lot of times those numbers are fudged. Those numbers are fudged, guys. They are. Well, guys, any last thoughts? Any last words before I get out of here? This is your last couple of minutes to tell me anything that you want me to think on for tomorrow's show. Let me hear it. And remember that we're going more on YouTube now. Facebook just says F Guy Bensing and the Hawaii Blues Fan and the Blue Note Fan Report. So we're trying to stick here. Clayton Keller is not 5'10". No, I think he's a little taller than that. I think he's 5'11" or 5. You know, I think he's 5'11". I think he is. I think I've met him once. Right. I seen him out when they were practicing. So, right. So anything else, guys? I know you got about a 30-second delay on me. Guido, thank you, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I just look. I get what you're hearing on the radio. I get what all the NHL quote unquote, and I don't say this bad, experts say. I'll say this, right? I'll say this. This is in my defense. Okay? The beginning of the season, I took a line combination, Tarasenko, Bushnevich, and Barbashev, to one of the big pundits on the radio. I will not call him out. I call him a friend. I like the guy. I'm not going to call him out. I won't do that to him because it was a private conversation. And he told me that line would not work. Barbashev wasn't ready, and Tarasenko was cruddy on defense. Tarasenko just was lazy on defense. I'll tell you what. How many of you believe what he said against what I said about that line working? The Spetsna line. Check out my article on it, right? I knew that line was going to work. There were a lot of things in there. And Chris, you know how jealous I am of you right now, buddy? Barbie's just on the rise. Barbie's going to have a lot more career years in my eyes, guys. I really think he's going to have a lot more. You're 5'7". How much bigger than he was? No, it isn't good. It's elite. It's great. That line right there, you keep those, if you can keep those guys together. And that's the thing with Berube. Why aren't those guys together more often? They weren't making the defensive mistakes, right? You broke them up because other people were. This is a line that was putting goals in left, right, and center. Tarasenko has become a two-way player. Just what you wanted him to do. And he's also scoring goals. He's tied for fifth in Blues history. Next point, he's in fifth all alone. He'll be chasing Unger, right? By 74 points or less. Right? He's just on the verge of 500 points. He's at 496, almost 500 points in the NHL. Oh, absolutely. I don't make that right there is what I'm talking about subtraction by addition. Right? That is exactly what I'm talking about. You will lose so much to get Sherratt that it doesn't equal what Sherratt will bring. Does not. No, I think Vladdy has gotten to a point where he can play with anybody. Right? He's down there. You give him somebody who can get him the puck, he's going to try and get it. I think Vladdy will be. Not sure about Perron. Really not sure about Perron. And Jamal, I absolutely think it is too. I think that what you need to fix is your defensive play of your offensemen. Not our defense, right? The offensive player of our defenseman. Okay, guys, that's enough for tonight. I love you all. Check me out tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time on YouTube and Twitter. Or you might be able to find me in Facebook in a few groups. I'll keep that name kind of, if you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. We'll leave it at that. But you guys know I love you. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you to Tammy Pemberton and Marianne Holmes for giving us some love on Facebook. And for all those that you do it on YouTube, I appreciate you too. I just can't see your names. YouTube or Facebook, YouTube doesn't give me that opportunity. I'm not going to go there, but, and with that, we'll say aloha, mahalo. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and you got to know that I am definitely bleeding blue with you. Aloha.